Okay, did you know that the multi-billion-dollar AI models we all use every single day were actually built by secretly scraping the entire internet totally for free? Every article, every image, just scooped right up. But as of today, that era is officially over. Welcome back to NextGen AI Tech. In this explainer, we're diving into a massive under-the-radar shift in how the internet actually works. We are officially entering the pay-to-play web. To really grasp why the shift is happening right now, you've got to look at the sheer cost of all this free data extraction. I mean, look at this. Industry data shows that AI companies scraping the web and giving us those zero-click search summaries have cost online publishers roughly $2 billion in lost ad revenue. That is $2 billion pulled straight out of the pockets of human creators, journalists, and website owners, all while these AI companies are hitting trillion-dollar valuations. So let's get into the end of free data and how the web is finally trying to stop these AI scrapers in their tracks. Okay, let's dive into this. For years, AI assistants got incredibly smart simply by reading literally everything they could get their digital hands on. But, it completely broke the fundamental bargain of the internet. Think about the old web. You put out content, search engines crawl it, and in return, they send you human clicks. A pretty fair trade, right? Content for clicks. But in this new AI reality, bots just extract the exact answers they need and serve them straight into a chat window. The bot gets the data, the user gets the answer, and the website, it gets absolutely zero traffic. It just starves. And this brilliantly illustrates just how skewed that relationship has actually become. Just look at these numbers from Cloudflare's Radar service. Right now, a traditional Google search sends back one human referral for every 5 times it crawls a site. Pretty standard. But then you look at the AI search engine Perplexity. It crawls a site 155 times before sending back a single click. And Anthropic, the maker of Claude, they are scraping a site an absolutely mind-blowing 28,000 times just to send back one single human visitor. It is just a completely one-sided extraction. Which brings us to the pushback. Infrastructure companies and publishers are now slamming their digital doors shut, actively blocking the AI bots. But of course, the AI companies didn't make this easy. They introduced this sneaky little thing called a mixed crawler. Let's break down what that actually means in plain English. A mixed crawler is basically a bot that indexes pages for standard web search, but secretly scrapes that exact same data for AI model training at the same time. Google's Googlebot is a perfect example of this. It essentially forces publishers into a brutal hostage situation. Either you surrender your data for AI training totally for free, or you block the bot and vanish from Google search entirely. Crazy, right? Well, this exact friction sparked a really rapid escalation. It started in late 2023 when the New York Times sued OpenAI for copyright infringement. Then, by mid-2026, platforms like Reddit started cutting these massive multi-million-dollar exclusive data deals. And the real tipping point hit in September 2026. That's when internet infrastructure giant Cloudflare took the unprecedented step of blocking all AI training bots by default across millions of websites, specifically targeting those sneaky mix crawlers we just talked about. And the scale of this pushback, it is absolutely massive. As of today, over 2.5 million websites are actively using these tools to block AI training crawlers from harvesting their content. The era of quietly slipping in the back door to just take whatever data you want, that's over. The locks have officially been changed. Let's move to and see how this builds into the next massive change, the pay-to-play shift. So, we are now seeing a brand new economic infrastructure actively replacing the old open web. You can think of these new systems as digital toll booths for AI bots. We're seeing the rollout of protocols like the Real Simple Licensing Standard, or RSL, which basically lets websites easily declare their data prices. Then there's Cloudflare introducing a literal pay-per-crawl paywall, and the IAB Tech Lab is pushing content monetization protocols. Basically, these tools force a bot to verify exactly who it is, check the price tag, and transfer a micropayment before it can even read a single word of text on a page. And guys, the money flowing through these toll booths is staggering. We are seeing 3 main models emerge right now. First up, lump sums. This is like OpenAI paying a reported $250 million to News Corp just for access to their archives. Second, you have pay-per-crawl. This is facilitated by platforms like Tollbit, where the AI pays a tiny micropayment every single time they fetch an article. And finally, pay-per-value, where companies like ProRata track exactly whose information was used to generate an AI's answer, and then they split the ad revenue with that original publisher.
It is a whole new economy. But all this money changing hands brings up a huge, huge question. Are these deals actually fair? Whenever hundreds of millions of dollars suddenly enter an ecosystem, it obviously creates a massive debate. So I actually want to hear from you right now. Take a second and drop a comment below. Do you think this new pay-to-play internet stifles AI innovation and kind of ruins the open web? Or do you think this is long overdue justice that finally compensates human creators? Let me know down in the comments. I'd really love to see where you all stand on this. Because the reality right now is kind of like a tale of two internets. On one side, you have giant platforms like Reddit and legacy publishers who have the leverage to demand a seat at the table. They're raking in up to $70 million a year in these licensing deals. But on the flip side, independent creators, small journalists, and niche bloggers are largely being left out completely. They simply don't have the scale or the bargaining power to negotiate with trillion-dollar tech giants. So the biggest players get richer, while the little guys remain totally uncompensated. So the crucial point is, why does all this actually matter right now? Well, we have to zoom out and understand the real-world stakes of this paradigm shift. This isn't just some corporate squabble over licensing fees. As researchers at the Brookings Institution highlighted, and I love this quote, they said, the internet's toll stations are shifting from the search engine layer to the deeper infrastructure layer. For 2 decades, search engines basically held all the cards. But now, the underlying plumbing of the internet and the creators themselves are starting to take back control. And they kind of have to, because if they don't, the ultimate risk is a total ecosystem collapse. Just look at this chain reaction. If free scraping continues unabated, creators lose their traffic and their revenue. If they aren't getting compensated, well, they're going to simply stop producing high-quality content. And if that pipeline of fresh human data dries up, future AI models will literally have nothing new to learn from. They will stagnate and degrade. At the end of the day, AI needs human creators to survive. So, the Wild West of AI data harvesting is officially closed. The toll booths are installed and the gates are locked. But as we step into this heavily gated, fully licensed version of the internet, it leaves us with one massive lingering question. In a world where data is the most valuable currency, who will ultimately control the new knowledge economy? Will it be the tech giants who can afford the tolls, or the human creators who actually pave the roads? Thank you all so much for checking out this explainer. If you found this deep dive into the pay-to-play web insightful, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps us out. And make sure to subscribe to NextGen AI Tech and turn on those notifications so you never miss our breakdowns of the breaking digital news shaping our future. I'll see you in the next one.